Her past is never really gone. That's the first lie most men tell themselves. You think she's starting fresh with you. You think you're the exception. You think her history doesn't matter because things are different now. But the truth is, her past is alive. Every choice, every betrayal, every mistake she's buried still breathes in her shadow. And one day, you'll feel it breathing down your neck. Her past is not just her story. It's your warning. You want to believe love is enough to erase what came before. But love doesn't erase patterns. It doesn't erase wounds. It doesn't erase the hunger she carried long before you. If she never faced it, never confronted it, never healed it, then guess what? You're the one who inherits it. Think about it. How many men walked into a relationship thinking they found peace, only to realize later they were fighting ghosts? Ghosts of the men who lied to her. Ghosts of the ones who abandoned her. Ghosts of the choices she regrets, but won't admit. You may be holding her hand, but you're not the only one in the room. Her past is sitting right there with you. And here's the darkest part. She may not even realize it herself. The shadow doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait for the right moment. It seeps out. You'll see it in her silence when you didn't do anything wrong. You'll feel it in her suspicion even when you're faithful. You'll notice it in her coldness when she's replaying memories you don't even know exist. And you'll wonder, what did I do? The truth? Nothing. You're just standing where another man's ghost used to be. That's the trap. You will bleed for wounds you never created. Men fool themselves with a dangerous fantasy. I'll be different. I'll love her so well, she'll forget the past. But you can't outlove a shadow. You can't heal wounds that aren't yours. No matter how hard you try, if she hasn't faced her past, you will face it for her. And it won't feel like love. It'll feel like chains. Her past becomes your future. That's the silent contract no one talks about. You'll know it when you see it. The way she pulls away, not because of you, but because of someone else. The way she compares you without saying it. The way she protects herself from pain you never intended to cause. Slowly, you stop being yourself. You start trying to be her savior. You bend, you prove, you fight, you beg for a battle you can never win. And that's how her past ruins you. Not by choice, not because she's evil, but because shadows don't disappear just because you choose to ignore them. They rise, they repeat, they consume. Her history is her shadow, and if you ignore it, it becomes yours too. Her past doesn't just stay locked away. It repeats. And it doesn't repeat in vague ways. It repeats in patterns so sharp, so predictable, that once you see them, you can never unsee them. At first, it feels like love. She tells you you're different. She tells you she's never felt this way before. And maybe she believes it. But the truth is, she isn't really with you. She's with the story her past has written inside her. You just happen to be the newest character. The cycle. She can't escape. The cycle always starts the same. Stage 1. The illusion. She's all in. The passion feels like destiny. You feel like the only man she ever wanted. But look closer. She's not loving you. She's loving the fantasy of who she wants you to be. That fantasy was born from her past. Stage 2. The trigger. Something small happens. A late reply. A change of tone. A night you don't say the right words. It's nothing, but it feels like everything to her, because it reopens an old wound. And suddenly, she's not reacting to you. She's reacting to him, to them, to every ghost still alive inside her. Stage 3. The punishment. She pulls back, maybe with silence, maybe with suspicion, maybe with anger that feels completely out of proportion. You scramble to fix it. You apologize for things you never did. You bend further. You think if you prove yourself enough, it'll end. But it never does. Stage 4. The collapse. You realize you're not even in your own relationship anymore. You're in hers, the one she never finished, the one that still controls her. You're the villain in a story that was written long before you showed up. That's the cycle. That's the shadow. And if you stay, it becomes your life. How it shows up in real life. You'll see it in 1,000 little ways. She doesn't trust your loyalty because someone else broke hers. She punishes your honesty because lies were once disguised as truth. She fears you leaving because someone else already did. She controls you because someone once controlled her. You become the stand-in for her unresolved battles. And no matter how good you are, no matter how different you are, no matter how much you give, you will pay for wounds you didn't cause. The men who fall for it. This is where most men break, because they don't see the pattern. They see themselves as the savior. They think, if I just love her harder, she'll forget her past. They think, if I prove myself enough, she'll stop doubting me. They think, if I stay patient, one day she'll heal. But the harder you try, the deeper you sink. Because the truth is brutal. You can't fight her past. It's bigger than you. It's older than you. And if she hasn't faced it, it will always win. Why she can't see you clearly. Here's the hardest truth. She doesn't see you. She sees through you. Every word you say is filtered through her memories. Every action you take is compared to her history. You're not a man. You're a reflection. You're the canvas her shadow paints on. That's why you'll feel invisible, even while she's looking at you. That's why you'll feel guilty, even when you've done nothing wrong. That's why you'll feel like you're walking on glass, always one mistake away from being treated like the men who came before you. Because in her eyes, you're not new. You're just the next chapter of an old story. The illusion of being the one. Every man who falls into this trap tells himself the same thing. I'm not like the others. She'll see that. But the shadow doesn't care. The shadow doesn't separate past from present. Until she confronts it, she will keep replaying the same wounds, the same fears, the same betrayals, just with new faces. And if you're in her life, that face is yours. The cost you don't see coming. The cost of staying in this cycle is subtle at first. You think you're being patient. You think you're being strong. But slowly, you start to disappear. You stop speaking your mind to avoid triggering her. You start bending your boundaries to keep the peace. You start living small so she doesn't accuse you of things you didn't do. And one day, you wake up and realize you're not yourself anymore. You've been remade in the image of her shadow. That's when you understand the warning. Her past has become your future. The shadow always wins if it stays hidden. The truth is simple. The shadow always wins when it stays hidden. If she hasn't faced her past, you will face it for her. And the more you deny it, the deeper it traps you. Her wounds will bleed into you. Her fears will become your chains. Her history will poison your peace. And the cruelest part? She might not even mean to do it. It's not always manipulation. Sometimes it's just the unconscious replaying itself. But intent doesn't matter. The damage feels the same. You can ignore it. You can hope it gets better. You can convince yourself you're strong enough to endure it. But sooner or later, you'll face the same realization every man before you has faced. The truth is brutal, but clear. Her past will never stay out in her past. If she hasn't faced it, if she hasn't healed it, if she hasn't made peace with it, it will bleed into you. It will shape your future. And the moment you pretend otherwise, you've already lost. Men destroy themselves because they refuse to accept this. They fall in love with the idea of being the exception, of being the savior, of being the one who can finally heal her. They call it devotion. They call it loyalty. But it's really blindness. You can't heal what she won't face. You can't carry wounds that aren't yours. You can't rewrite history just because you wish it away. The darkest truth about her past. Her past will come for you in silence. Not in the beginning. No, the beginning will feel like paradise. But slowly, the cracks show. You'll hear it in her doubts, see it in her suspicion, feel it in her distance. You'll realize she's not reacting to you at all. She's reacting to ghosts. And here's the part no man wants to admit. The more you try to fix it, the deeper you sink into it. Because by taking responsibility for her past, you've already lost your future. That's the trap. That's the shadow. The shadow will always choose itself. Her shadow doesn't care about your love. It doesn't care about your patience, your sacrifice, your devotion. If she hasn't confronted it, the shadow will always choose itself over you. It will drag her back into old habits, old wounds, old betrayals. And you'll be left wondering why you weren't enough. But it was never about being enough. It was about the shadow being stronger than her will to face it. Why you must protect yourself. This is where men have to wake up. You are not cold for protecting yourself. You are not cruel for walking away. You are not heartless for saying, "Your past is not mine to carry." You are wise. You are awake. You are finally choosing your own future over someone else's ghosts. The man who refuses to see this ends up drained, broken, and bitter. The man who accepts it reclaims his power. The choice you can't avoid. So here's your choice. You can ignore her past, pretend it doesn't matter, and step into a future that will destroy you. Or you can see it clearly, name it for what it is, and decide whether you want to carry the weight of shadows that aren't yours. There's no middle ground. You can't halfway deal with the shadow. It's either faced or it isn't. And if it isn't, it will consume both of you. The pain of walking away. Yes, it will hurt to walk away. It will feel like betrayal, like loss, like giving up on someone you thought you could save. But remember this: walking away from someone who won't face their past is not weakness. It's survival. Because every step you take deeper into her shadow is another piece of yourself you'll never get back. What Jung would whisper. If Jung could whisper one thing in your ear, it would be this: until she makes the unconscious conscious, she will repeat it. And if you stay, you will repeat it with her. That is the prophecy of the shadow, the final warning. Her past will ruin your future if you let it, not because she wants to, not because she is evil, but because the unconscious is relentless. It does not forgive ignorance. It does not let you escape the lessons you refuse to face. And the lesson here is simple. Love does not erase shadows. Only truth does. The future, you still control. So protect yourself. Protect your peace. Protect your future. Because no matter how much you want to save her, there's one thing you must never forget. It is not your job to heal her past. It is your job to guard your future. If she has faced her shadow, if she has done the work, if she has transformed her past into wisdom, then yes, there is hope. But if she hasn't, you are not her partner. You are her prison, and she will drag you into a darkness you will never escape. So ask yourself now, are you falling in love with a woman or with her shadow? Because if it's the shadow, it's already too late. If this spoke to you, comment below. I will protect my future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and consider a super thanks to support more raw psychology and shadow work content. Because remember this truth: her past will never stay in the past. And if you ignore it, it will become your destiny.